Good morning.
بدأوا. مرة بنسى.
Good day, Professor.
Hello, John. How are you?
I'm fine, Professor.
That's good. I just hear the car tooting there behind you. Are you at work? Are you at home? Or where are you dialing in from?
And now I'm at home in Myanmar. Now it's 7:30 p.m.
Oh, so it's late in the evening.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for your commitment. Thank you, eh? I'm just going to post a message quickly in the WhatsApp group that will start in 2 minutes.
Good afternoon, Professor. Hi, I'm Muhammad Matar.
Matar, I am happy that you're back. We missed you last week, eh?
Thank you very much. And I am very sorry. At that time, I was traveling and I was not able to join, but I came back. Thank you.
Okay, just remember, because I think there's 2 points per class attended. I know now who are the regulars, okay, and who are the ones who never attends. So if you have, Lizette, if you have an issue like last week, Lizette also couldn't attend, just send me a WhatsApp, because then I know the apology is there and that we give one of those 2 points to you, because there's a certain group that always attend. Okay, and I don't want you to be penalized. Just send a apology and then you get one of the 2 points. Okay. Okay, so it's 3 o'clock. If you have data, if you can just put on your screens quickly so that we can just say hello to each other. Hello, Ashraf. Hello, Elzaveta. Lazat, I'm so happy that you're here today. We missed you also last week, eh? Abulela, I can see you in the car.
Yes, I'm driving.
Please just focus on the road. I don't want you to get in an accident. Life is more important than class, eh? Remember that life is more important than class. Classes you can redo. Life you can't redo. Hello, Yusuf. Yusuf, your camera, I just see your, there I see the beautiful full one again. Thank you. I want to share with you a little this week. I facilitate quite a lot online. And this week, I had 2 days that I facilitated finance. And that is 8 hours a day. Now, in South Africa, I don't know how you experience it with you online, but like we have the class now, and I'm just sitting and looking at either I will say Muhammad Matar, there's an MM, or Ashraf Salam, there's an AS. I cannot see at least 3 pictures, one of Yusuf, one of Olena, and one of Lizat, but that's only 2 hours that I'm looking at a screen like this. But this week I facilitated finance for 8 hours a day for 2 days, and you never know. Then so I normally do it very interactive, and then I get people involved, but you find people that sometimes they're there but they're not there anymore. So if you call on them, the name appears there, but they are not really in the room anymore. So yesterday, I joined Toastmasters after a year again. And this is an online group that is global. So the accents are heavy, but it's professional people. They call the buddies online group, but very, very professional people, for people that's all over the world and in different times. So if any one of you want to join, please let me know, then I can put you in contact with the Vice President Education. So what was so refreshing for me, everybody's cameras had to be on and was on. So it's the first time since COVID that I had a whole session where you can actually see a person. So it was just fantastic. Okay, so any one of you want to, as part of this journey with you, professionalization, climbing the corporate ladder, or whatever you want to do in life, and want to go and improve your public speaking, Toastmasters is a very affordable way. I think I pay $45 for 6 months. So that for a year is twice that, but it's really, really worthwhile. Okay, and you get a few clubs that are online. The others will be either hybrid or face-to-face. Okay, first of all, tell me, how are you? Are there anyone that's so behind that they don't see the light anymore? And please be honest, I'm one person with who you never have to be afraid to be honest, because I'm really willing to do a catch-up class for those who of you. It's not part of the 12 weeks, but of you, those of you who want to catch up, I am willing to do, let's say, once a week an hour group class. Extra for those who want to catch up, because I want everybody to succeed and finish. Okay, so it's not part of the course requirement. Only those who feel, no, I'm not going to finish, to see how can I help you, not to finish, but to catch up and to finish. Okay, is there anyone who needs help and support in that way? Are you all okay? Are you all going to finish? There's one that's going to finish, two that's going to finish. Ha! Thank you to those two who said they're going to finish the course. 3. Okay, so I want everybody to finish. So please, if you don't feel comfortable to speak up now, you're more than welcome to send a DM or a message to me on WhatsApp, so that I can put those who as WhatsApp to see how can I put an extra group class for those to catch up. Okay, good. I'm going to start with chapter 7. I just want to see quickly. Let me share. Mpilo, are you online? He is, but I'm checking. Mpilo?
Yes, ma'am, I'm online.
Okay, thank you. Have you uploaded the slides and the assignments, or you're busy doing that?
Assignment 1 has been uploaded. Slides have been uploaded. I'm working on assignment 2 and onward.
That's 3. Okay. So yes, we are recording. Thank you for that. We are recording. Otherwise, I'll get in trouble with you and also with Mpilo. So this week, when I looked at the chapter, Now, one of the topics, not just the heading has been, so remember, I'll always go and check on that summary I've made for you to see which of the topics has been done in your entrepreneurial course. So what, so I always will check that. So if you see anywhere on there, we start putting it on like this. Can you see there is a green block with entrepreneur semester? Can you see that?
Yes, we can see.
Thank you for that. So I will then, so it might not be the content, but it might be the heading. So if I pick it up, I will put in either entrepreneur semester, or in last week's slides, I've just put in ENTR for entrepreneur, so that you guys just know something there have been touched on in the previous semester. So then I go and I see, okay, what are the things that's so boring, sorry, and that you're not going to use because it doesn't help in entrepreneurship, and on the MBA level, we teach you theory and you're not going to apply that. Then I'll go to say, okay, what are the other things we're using on a benchmark on global practices, on things that is relevant now in entrepreneurship and in business. And then I will take that topic and I will bring in something that is going to help you, whether in your corporate business as an entrepreneur or as in your as an entrepreneur. That's my son. You think I'm going to have lunch now? Sorry. Okay, so what you can see now on the screen is you're going to get 2 weeks time because I don't want to overload you with your other commitments as well. So let me just get that in. So there are 3 assignments for this week, but it's not difficult assignments. I will really guide you so that you can do it quickly. Okay, so if you're not behind on the previous weeks with your business model canvas, then this will be quick. If you are behind, then 2 of them you will first need to go and catch up before you can do assignment 3. Assignment 1 and 2, assignment 2 you can do without your business model canvas in assignment, but assignment 1 and 3 you will first need to go and finish that before you can do assignment 1 and 3. Okay, so what I've done here is I have put in there on top a deadline, and Bilo will upload it for in 2 weeks time. And then I've even referred to assignment 1. You go and find in the slide pack on slide 5 so that you don't have to struggle. Assignment 2 you find on slide 66, and assignment 3 you will find on slide 18. Okay. Then what it is, the goal slide was really a very boring slide, to be honest. And so I have linked that so that at the end of this course, you will be able to apply, because by business model canvas in terms of strategy are being used in business schools. It's very global practice that's being used. It's being used in business schools, and not yes for entrepreneurship, but also for corporates. So a lot of well-known corporates are using it. Then assignment 2 is a very quick. It shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes. Okay, is you going to work out what is your magic number. It's just a calculation. It's a 1-line calculation, and you will just do a motivation with that to say what is your magic number that you want for yourself, whether it is in your business or whether it is in your salary, so that you can just see how to work that out. And then assignment 3, I've introduced, the textbook only referred to it in a 1-liner. And then I thought, How can they do it just in a one-liner? Because blue ocean strategy is something that, I don't know if you've done it in your MBA, but this is something you can do an entire dissertation on or thesis on. Business schools, corporates are using blue ocean strategy because it is one of, not buzzwords, but in a way in business schools, it's one of those things that they're teaching, but it's applicable for the, even are making it now applicable to the blue ocean brain, which links to neuroplasticity and everything in terms of the brain that needs to be rewired. Whether you, I hate the word human capital because we are human beings with souls, but those who refer to human capital in terms of the corporate world also will start using neuroplasticity, and so it's part of the rewiring of the brain, but also how do you get your teams to start using blue ocean strategy. So I've brought in extra things for you in terms of blue and red ocean strategy, but I've made it then very applicable to your case study that you are building up every time. Okay, so these are the assignments. It's not, once you've gone through it and I show you, you will see if you're up to date to now, it's going to really be a quick assignment. Okay, but we still give you 2 weeks so that you can live as well. Any questions or comments before I go on?
That's exactly what we are going to do. Just 1 minute, I will stop.
Ollie, are you talking to me? Ollie, are you talking to me, my angel? Let me just see, there's a message, chat. Are we recording? Yes. Okay, I see Ollie wasn't talking to me.
Hello, Professor.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Because I'm driving actually, so I'm not sure if my voice is clear or not.
It's clear, Ahmed.
Thank you so much. Professor, regarding assignment 2, the gains and pains, you know, this assignment, I'm supposed to have an interview with someone high in my company, right?
You can do it with anyone. I don't want to make it difficult for you, Ahmed. It must just be somebody you can learn from. So if you're not going to do it, yeah?
Because I just came into the job, you know, I'm just starting new job. So my connections are not very tight with the top management yet. So I cannot
That's
approach
fine.
them or something like that. Can I choose a small business and
Yes.
do a theoretical gains and pains and the whole assignment based on theoretical?
So theoretical, it's going to be what you think it is and not what it really is.
Yes.
No, that's going to defeat the purpose, because the whole thing is to move away in entrepreneurship to what we think our client wants or what we think somebody else wants, and to listen to what is it that they truly want, so that we can reverse the process to start with them and then do recommendations from that part. So if you don't have anybody, you can even interview me, or you can interview Mpilo. He knows our business as well. You can even set up a time and interview us.
Okay. I will try. Okay, I will try to manage it. No issues. I got your point.
Okay, you can find. Do you have any family member that has a little business, informal or formal? It doesn't matter.
No issues. No issues.
Not.
No. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, but you're really welcome to interview me or Pilo as well.
the issue here is I'm into entrepreneurship, even mindset. I never thought to have my own business. So I'm just thinking, I will process it. No issues, no issues. I will get back to you.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, pleasure. But we're here to help. Don't overstress. We just help you to talk to me offline, and we'll get. We just need to get you moving. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Who else? Okay. Don't stress. Just breathe and talk to me offline and said, okay, this is alternative solution, or let's chat about it, and but just get moving, okay? Otherwise you'll get behind, and I don't want you to go behind. This is really about learning. Okay, who else want to ask a question or a comment? Okay, so we might not go the entire 2 hours. Will you be okay with that if we finish, let's say, in an hour and a half? Or do you want to sit there the full 2 hours? Would you be okay? Okay.
Whatever is suiting to you, it's okay.
Okay, thank you, Matar. Okay, so then on the next slide, I just want to show you, this is the slide that was from the text, and the brain doesn't really read so much just from words. Did we bring everybody in? Just want to see. No, there's Winnie. Okay, so then what I did is I took all the wording on this one. And what I did is at the bottom of this slide, which is figure 7.1, the small business strategy process, I've put under the picture, if I get the image, I've put in the steps for you to make it easier. Okay, so you can ignore the previous slide because I've brought it over into this one to make it easier for you. Okay. Now, the strategy process is the yellow blocks. It's the goals, which then the customer benefits, the industry dynamics and analysis, the strategy selection, and then the post startup tactics. Okay. Then if you go down to, there's like a pinkish purplish block to say what is the tool. So there you can see under the goal process, part of the process is the magic number. So that's assignment 2. Okay, we're going to get to that on the next one. So the first step here is that requires you to, not you, but the business, whether it's a corporate business or the entrepreneurial business, is to confirm the goals that define your number, define your company, and then to know your magic number. Okay, so in this case, is we are going to look at the magic number on the next screen. Is whether you're in a corporate business, whether you're in a Siemens, or whether you're in a smaller business, it is still each one. If the one is just a bigger business and the one is a smaller business, whether it is a formal smaller business or an informal smaller business, meaning whether it is registered as a business or whether it is, let's say, let's say I bake cakes and I sell on weekends for extra income. You go through the same processes. It's just as you grow, you need to make different type of decisions. Now, that magic number then is, what is it that you want in your pocket? That is as simple as it is. So on the assignment, you're going to decide in your corporate now, the majority of, I think, of you working for a salary, is what is it that you at the end of the month want net after all the taxes and other deductions in your pocket, and that is referred to as the magic number. Okay, so that's going to be a very easy assignment. what do you want in your pocket? Not what you get now, what do you want in your pocket? That's the same principle. A business must decide. So if, let's say you work for a Siemens must decide is what is the profit margin, whether it's gross margin or net margin, what they want to have as a target at the end of the month and at the end of the year for their shareholders. Okay, the same if you're a small business is you need to decide what is that magic number that you want to generate after you've paid everything. So that's what you're going to do there, but it's very quick. Then on the second step of the process, under customer and benefits, is that is to find is what is your distinct competitive advantage. So what you've done in the business model canvas now is what is your value proposition. But now as part of that is what is your value proposition that differentiates you from your competitor. That's basically what it is. So as we go in the weeks, you are going to go back to your assignments where you've done the value proposition. And then you're going to say, okay, will I use the same value proposition, or am I going to now refine it to make it a more differentiated value proposition now that I have learned knowledge and tools? Okay. Then the third step is under your industry and dynamics and analysis that we're going to do in other weeks. That is where you're going to look at, you're going to study the dynamics and the trends of your industry using industry analysis to identify what is the best way and time to enter the market. Now, the majority of you are in a company that is already in a market. But then it's a question, is your company's thinking blue ocean or red ocean? And is it the thinking and the strategies enough to keep them sustainable and to have a competitive advantage, or will it put them out of business or reduce their business in time? So that is what we will look at in one of the other weeks. Then the fourth step in the process is the strategy selection. And that is where you look at now, you've looked at what is that magic number that you want to create. You've looked at what is that distinctive competitive advantage in your value proposition that you want to have. You've looked at how does it fit in terms of your industry analysis. Now in the fourth one, is you building on those three to identify what is the best strategy for the company going forward. And that's where then we're going to introduce also blue ocean versus red ocean strategic thinking for you. And remember, I had a 10-month contract a few years ago as a consultant at one of the best business schools in South Africa, Wits Business School. And the head of school, of the business school, I remember he was Devin Niker. Very short Indian guy, but wow, just have a different type of thinking. And he introduced for one of the clients, which we had to design, they call it executive education. We had to go and design an innovative intervention. And he introduced me to Blue Ocean strategy. And we did a whole session. I don't know who of you know about Sanofi. It's also a medical company. And we had to do a whole intervention for Sanofi around Blue Ocean strategy. And so Blue Ocean strategy is those of you who are truly love learning and about new strategies and also want to see how you can use certain things in your thesis or your dissertation, go and research Blue Ocean strategy because it's something that is very, very innovative, and I love it. Then the fifth step in this process is falling under now post-startup tactics. It doesn't refer to startup as the first new entering into business. Startup can also mean an existing business that needs to change strategy and enter into a new phase of a new strategy. So see it in that as well. And that includes then you zoom in now with everything that you've done in terms of your competitive advantage. You look at your, and there we're going to learn in the other weeks about your strategical actions and tactical actions. Today we're only touching on it, but we'll go on it deeper as we go on. What this also means is, who of you have heard about continuous improvement? Have you heard in strategy? Did you have a strategy course so far in your MBA?
No, I didn't have yet.
Not yet.
I don't even know if you have, but I wish I can give it. Strategy is going across everything you do in your life. If I need to take a decision with my husband, and I want him to think he has taken the decision, but it's my suggestion, it is very strategic how you do it. So it's in your personal relationships, it's in your working relationships, it's in your with your clients, it's in entrepreneurs. It doesn't matter what you do. Everything in life is about choices. And choices is about how are you going to put it across. I'm going now to you, Ahmed. How are you going to put it across so that there's a competitive advantage, so that you're moving forward, so that you're thriving? And therefore, everything in life is about strategy. Ahmed, your hand was up? Your hand was up?
It was me by mistake, Matar.
Okay.
I wasn't.
Okay, so I will chat to them and ask who's doing, or when I haven't seen your entire curriculum to see when you're doing strategy, or if you have strategy. But every course, every decision, every recommendation is either tactical or strategic. Yeah. Okay, any questions so far? So in the exam, I haven't looked at the question bank yet, but one of the things when I went through this is, one of the things is we might ask a multiple thing. Just make a note on this slide so that you just know something about the steps in the process. Those are the yellow ones. I'm not going to look at the green ones or the purple ones, but then to link something about the detail of the steps below to see, can you match it up with the yellow ones, which fits where. So just make a note there. And Peter, also make a note there when we draw the questions so that we choose one from this as well. Okay, is it not nice? I'm going to guide you on which slides to focus on for the exam. Okay. Okay, then on the next slide. So this is the first one on assignment 1. So in the first step in a strategic planning is about what are the goals that, if you do personal development in your own life, you're going to set I set the goals for myself and I said, so what is it that I want to develop to become better at what I do and to become a better person, and why do I want to do it? And then I will put my strategies in place. So the same with in business, whether it is your corporate business or whether it's an entrepreneurial business. What you've decided now, okay, you're in business, how you're going to stay in business. The first is now you're going to put goals for yourself. Now, once you've put goals, that is where you're going to say, okay, so how am I going to reach those goals? And that's the second one is you're going normally a company goes into further analysis to say, okay, so what do we need to reach? That's the goals. How are we going to reach that? Okay, and then in entrepreneurship, or it's not only in entrepreneurship, it's in strategic planning. So whether it's in your corporate business or whether it's in a smaller business, they refer to it and said there's normally 5 initial key goal decisions. Okay, so when you did your business model canvas and you did the interview, you have selected a business. And you have done the interview in terms of the pains, gains, and jobs, and then you've done recommendations on that. Now, this is now you're going to go and look at your answers that you have posted on that assignment. Then you're going to ask these 5 initial key goals in terms of that example of the empathy map. So the one is basically, if you don't want to go and redo the interview in a way, go and think from your interview, what is it that the entrepreneur has said, what they expect, question 1. What do they expect out of the business? Okay, because that you would have picked up if you have interviewed them on the pains, gains, and jobs. Then the second one is, so what is their specific product and service idea, and in which industry is it? That's very easy. Then the third one is that what they've identified in terms of their product and service? So if they have a product and service, you will indicate both. Then number 3 is, what is your view in terms of how innovative or imitative? That means it's innovative. It's they disrupting the market in terms of that product or service. Or imitative is they basically using another product or service and replicating it, or they are taking that, replicating it, but improving it. That product of service that you have now gathered from that interview, how innovative or imitative it is, and then you explain why your answer is that. Okay. Then the fourth one is referred to as scale. That's the target market. So what is the target market of that company that you have interviewed? And you elaborate a little on that. Then the fifth one is scope. So where do you plan to sell? Locally, regionally, nationally, globally, online, more than one of them, and why? Remember, in your those who have done entrepreneurship, you guys have done a logistics plan, and you're also doing, I think, logistics and supply chain now. So this number 5 is referring to, yes, you're going to sell to whom in number 4, but where are you going to find those people? Where are you going to find that market? And that's number 5. So that's the whole assignment. So you can take that assignment, you just refresh your memory in terms of your questions and your answers. You can even replicate that and then put in an update there. Let's say pains week 6. You can even put a little table in there. Question 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 under each one, pains, gains, or jobs, or you can replicate your answer, just mean copy and paste, and then at the bottom you put in a table if that's easier for you, to where you can summarize it. So you can do it in bullet form, you can do it in sentence form, or you can do it in table form, whatever, as long as there's enough detail so that I can see that you can apply these 5 principles of strategic planning to that interview, to that content. Okay, is this easy?
Yes.
Thank you, Matthias. I really missed you last week. Okay, then the next one, this is assignment 2. Okay, so this is going to, this is as part of goals, because now we're doing under strategic planning. We're going to say everything starts with goals. So the one of the goals is now owner rewards. Now, owner rewards can mean, if it's a small business, the business owner, it can mean you as a salaried person, but or it can mean the shareholders, because in general it will refer to the shareholders who are the owners in business. But for this week's assignment, you're going to work on you to make it easy. So what owner rewards means in terms of strategic planning, remember on this picture here, on this slide, under the first step under goals, can you see there the first column is that yellow is goals? Can you see there?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
We still. Thank you. So we're still there. So under the tool is the magic number. So that is what this slide referred to. Okay. So that you just have the context. Now, under the magic number is now the example that they've given here is, they've said, remember, it's just the colors I always bring in, so that when you go for, to help you to study, that you don't have to go and fall into detail, but the brain and the eye work specifically. If there's a color, it drags the eye to the color, whereas, let's say you give a slide like that, the brain doesn't always remember what is important because everything looks the same. Versus if the brain see this, it ignores basically the black without the color, and it goes first to the colorful ones, and then the brain starts filtering that and see it as important. So that's why I am just doing that as well. It's part of my how I learn my whole life, but also helping you too. It's the same like a highlighter. Okay. So the first example is they've given us a taxes of 12%. Then they say, okay, in this case is this, you want to take home, let's say $25 after taxes. So how much will you need before taxes? Okay, so you're going to do exactly the same as here. Don't go and, but all what you identify is what you replace is in, you identify how much do you want in your pocket. Instead of the $24,000, you put your amount in that you want after deductions, after the taxes. Then I don't know what's your country, what are you being taxed on? So, and that's for me also to learn about yourself. Then you will put in the divided in, will put in the bracket just as here. You will put in the 1 and the minus. Then you will put in the 0 point, and instead of the 12, you will put in your tax number. So in South Africa, if you're on a higher salary scale, I think it's 40%. So in our case, we would have put in 0.40. Okay, and close the bracket. And then you would have given, so you put in your own nomination, if you're in dollar, if you're in pounds, if you're in euros, or whatever you're being paid in, you put it in there, and then you calculate your number. So that this is also, if you're going to a next job and somebody says, how much do you want? What they refer to is this 27 here. What is your magic number? But what you actually want is how much are you going to take home? That's the 24. So in future, if anyone asks me, not me, ask you how much do you want, then you know this is quickly how you calculate it. So this is your entire assignment 2, nothing else. Okay, it's just to say, how do you calculate your magic number? A corporate or a business, they would have put in to say how much would they want to have as their net PAT. That's their net profit after tax. That would have been a business. That would have been their Alsveta, I'll come now to you. I just want to explain this. So a business would have said how much do they want in net profit after tax. That's the impact. That would have been the magic number, the 24,000. The business then, based on their country taxes or scale, would have then identified, so what is this tax number here? Then they would have identified, okay, this is what the 27 then would have been the EBIT, which is the earnings before income tax. We're going to do more of that in finance. Then a business would have said, okay, if you now know what your net PAT, your net profit after tax, you put the tax back. That means is what is your net profit before tax? You can also refer to it as your NPBT, your net profit before tax. Then you would have then added back your expenses. Now, in this company would have been to say, okay, your EBIT or your profit before tax would have been the 27. Then you would have added back your cost of sales plus your operating costs. Okay, we're going to do more of that in finance to get to, so what must your salary be? Or if it's a salary, that is what are the other deductions that your company deduct from you over and above the 12% tax? Or if it's a business, what that 0.75 is what you decide. Then what are the expenses? That means the cost of sales and the operating expenses that the company budget is. Then to say what are the income, either on your salary or on a business, that needs to be brought in. So that is a short way of calculating something that we're going to do in way more detail in the finance weeks. Okay, but all what you need to do is your magic number. If you decide you don't want to do the salary, but you rather want to do your business on this basis, you just specify there so that I know what is the basis that you used. Okay. Alsveta?
Yes, Professor. I would like to ask, in different country, other country, different taxation. For example, I live in Republic of Kazakhstan, and according to rules in Republic of Kazakhstan, we have VAT, 12%, and we have withholding tax 20%. I need to apply taxation according to our rules, my country. I am correct?
Yes, for me, it is not about this specific answer. For me, it's not about right or wrong. It's just if you've submitted and you gave your assumptions, it's going to be right. I just want to see what assumptions you've used. And if you've added then the 2 types of taxations, you would have said then 1 minus another bracket and then a 0.12 plus, let's say a 0.20. Let's say that's the second tax, and then the back would have been 2 brackets. and then you would have used your currency and calculate that. So this one nobody can get wrong. It's just practice so that you know how to apply it in your own context.
Thank you, Professor.
Okay, so and you just for my sake, so that I understand, if I see there's two taxations, you just put a note there to say your country. This is tax 1, this is tax 2, and this is your currency. And what is the income you used? Is it your monthly one? Is it your annual one? And it can be, for me, it is not about the amount. I just want to see that you can use the principle. Okay, because if you change your job and let's say somebody headhunts you, this is at the end is they're going to ask, so how much do you want? But what you want is, yes, they want the gross, but you want the net. And then it's to identify what is the net by starting with it. How much do you want to bring home? And then versus how much does someone else, what does that translate to into a gross? Okay, before costs. Matar?
Yes. So I can see here that the assignment 2 is representing that the magic number is the monthly one, not the yearly one, but the monthly salary. This is what is.
I don't really care if it's monthly. Mpilo can just change it to monthly or annually. That is not important to me. Mpilo, just change assignment 1 to monthly or annually.
So, yes, okay. So okay. Monthly or annually, okay.
Yeah. So this is more for me. I'm not going to look at the numbers. I'm going to look at two things. Can you apply the principle? And so I'm not interested in to see how much you're getting monthly. You can use a fictitious number, but this is actually for you to see, okay, if you're going to do it for yourself, what will it be? But also, if you apply the same principle to a business, how would you calculate it? Because the second part of this is not part of the assignment, but this is when, because the real number is the 109. So if you work on a salary basis, if you look at this 0.75, this would have been to say what other costs are they deducting. In South Africa, they deduct skills development levy, they deduct unemployment insurance, and in some cases pension and medical aid in some cases. So let's say it is those 4. Then you would have added that up, and it would have, you would have worked the percentage out of what are those costs. Because let's say you want to change jobs. What you want is actually the 109, for example, if the costs of the 0.75 are going to be deducted, and if the taxes of the, let's say, the 1.2 is going to be deducted. So this is, what is your magic number? What would you move for? In a business, it's the same. The 109, it's just you would deduct then how much is your budget for your cost of sales and your operating expenses. The example gave it as 0.75, but the more profit you want, the lower this number will be. Okay, then you would have got a number. Then from which in this case is the 27,273, and then from that you would have taken out the tax. And that would actually give you your net salary, your take home, or your net profit after tax. Okay. Is this easy? It's just these two formulas that you need to remember for any of that circumstance, whether it's your private thing or business thing. Any questions or comments on this? It's really an easy assignment. But it's something that you can use practically in your personal life or in your business, or in your company or in an entrepreneurial business. Any questions? Matar?
Yes. For example, I have a plan for my business, that it will grow, for example, during this year up to this percent, and after 2 years it will grow to this percent and something like that. So in this case, I will just make it's like depending on the stage that I'm looking for. So for the time being, I will put this amount of budget to get this amount of income. And maybe after 2 years, I will use the same calculation, but to go to higher income, and that's it, right?
Beautiful. And like in COVID, we wanted to keep the income, but many people had to save. That 7.75 had to come down in many people's lives. Because let's say the spouse, let's say Matara, let's say in your case, I'm just using an example. Let's say your wife worked and she lost her job. Then in many instances, households suddenly they cannot have expenses of a 0.75 anymore on an income of this. Then suddenly those costs of 0.75 had to reduce to, let's say, 0.45. To cover the expenses. So what you've said, perfect. Okay, somebody else, I just want to see, Abulela said, I have a template for the P&L that's used in the business. Can I use it? Abulela, you can. However, I'm not interested in that. You can use it. If you want to find out what your 0.75 number is, obviously not going to use this now, or what your 0.12 is. I'm just interested is, can you use the magic number? But those things we definitely can use in the finance weeks as well. Okay, you can use whatever you want. I just want to see, can you use it? Okay. Okay, let's go on. Okay, then in terms of the goals, products of service, we're not going to go this week in industry analysis. We will do that in weeks where we're going to do in marketing. Then in terms of the goals, imitation and innovation. Remember, in your assignment here, can you see on the screen again the assignment 1? Can you see that?
Yes,
No.
yes.
Okay, thank you for
Goals.
that.
No.
The first step of
Yeah, now we
Can
can
you
see.
Yes, we can see goals. We can see goals, the first step of strategic planning.
Okay, beautiful. So do you see, remember here number 3, question 3, for your product and services, how innovative or imitative will that be? That refers to this slide. Okay, that's that heading. Number 3, imitative and innovative. Now, on the one side, on the left, they described the imitative strategy, which is a lot the cases in smaller businesses. They start and said, what is somebody else doing? So I'm going to do that idea now in my environment, or let me just improve on it a little. So that has 2 types of so that's the imitative part. Whereas on the right side, the innovative strategy means you're doing something different. Okay, so I'll share with you, in South Africa, we have legislation, and under that one is called enterprise, where enterprise and supply development, where companies need to put 2% of their net profit after tax under supply development and 1% of their net profit after tax under enterprise development. Now, the purpose of that is, yes, is to expedite transformation, and but also to develop smaller businesses and businesses under 50 million annual turnover of businesses that either has 100% Black owned ownership of, that's they call it a level 1, or 51% Black ownership. They call that a level 2. Those companies qualify for that 1 and 2%, not automatically, but if they are selected by companies. Now, our entity develop entrepreneurs. So the difference makers develop entrepreneurs. So what we specialize in is, so are we making as much money as other people? Not at all. But are we sleeping well and feeling good at night? Very well, because we do true development. So we have one differentiator, or a few others, but one that say, okay, those companies who do not have money to be developed, let us help you. So that you can still develop and create the impact, even if you don't have the pots full of money. So that's a different business model. Now, a normal entity will not choose such a model because if they don't have a blue ocean mind, a mind that thinks blue ocean, they will fail to see how you can make money out of that, or why they need to do that. However, if you have a blue ocean mind and your brain has become whole brain, that means your left and your right brain has now become equally strong. And therefore you can see both transactional and innovative. Means you can see the money portion, but you can also see the true impact part of it. Therefore, it's difficult for other companies who doesn't have that, where they have a red ocean, and I'm going to introduce you to that, where they have a red ocean strategy or red ocean mind. They can only think money and their type of impact, but they cannot see the other part if the money is not there. Okay, and in accounting, we refer to it as zero-based costing, which is not part of this course, but in the world of future, if you still want to make impact, let's say money reduce or money disappear, you need to develop both in you and in your children, because otherwise they'll struggle in the future world of work if they don't have a blue ocean mind of thinking. They call it also being whole-brained. Okay, so we can touch on that also in the week when we do HR, if you guys are interested in that. Okay. Then in terms of whether it is imitative or innovative, okay, then you always must differentiate yourself, whether you minus similarity to your competitors or you add differentiation to distinguish. It's the same thing whether you add or minus, but you need to differentiate. That's basically what it means. Okay. And there are three types here. And Pilo, make a note here. There are three for the exam as well. So you also can make a note here. So there are three types of differentiations that you can consider. The one is parallel competition, where you compete side by side, very similar. Or you can have imitation where there's +1 degree of similarity. That's referred to as incremental innovation. So that you're actually very similar to somebody else, but you 1 degree more a little bit more innovative than your competitor. Or you can have a new product or service that is very innovative, and that's also called blue ocean strategy, which I am going to introduce to you after the break. Okay, do you guys want a break now? Just quickly, there's one hand up, 2 hands. Matar, then Izzat, and then Lazat. Okay, Matar?
I will just talk a little bit about my small business, which is growing up the chicken. So yes, I am doing a similar project like others, okay? But I would say my differentiation here is buying a higher quality of food, and this will lead to higher quality of end product at last. Okay, so I don't know if this could be parallel competition because I'm growing same like them, or it is incremental innovation because I am depending on higher quality of food for the small chicken in order to grow another quality of end products, or what? How can I say about this?
Yours at this stage seems to be incremental innovation, as long as you ensure that that competitive advantage stay that competitive advantage. That means that your quality, if quality is your differentiator, that means your quality always needs to be better than the next supplier. That means you need to keep, they call it in English, you need to keep your finger on the pulse of quality, and your customers' pains. You need to, as the moment there's a shift in any of those things on the empathy map, is that they don't move away from you before you can do anything. They must become so in love with you. So that quality must become such a love brand that they don't care if the next guy offer it cheaper at the same quality, that they will say, no, we only work with Matar. So on quality, it's also your company needs to become a love brand that not only give the quality, but give that personalized check-in where people feel they need to be so loyal to you. Okay, does that help, Matar?
Yes, yes, thank you very much.
Okay, is that?
I have example about firm which use imitation minus and achieve blue ocean strategy. The Cirque du Soleil. Cirque du Soleil remove all animal show from the circus show and keep only the human performance show, acrobat and something like that. And by this minus removal of animal show from the circus, it achieved a great success in circus business worldwide. I don't know if you are aware from Cirque du Soleil.
No, but I remember circus. I don't know the circus, but that specific one. But I remember the circus from when I was a child, and it's a very, very specialized type of business. So to remember, it cannot be blue ocean and imitation minus, because blue ocean is in a category of, there's nobody else that can compete with you. So if the removal of a certain part from the circus model has disrupted the, let's say, the circus delivery model as a delivery, then you need to decide, is it incremental, or is it a -1, or is it disruptive? It cannot be both. Disruptive is disruptive. Okay. Beautiful. Then Lazat, your hand was up for as the third hand.
Yes, I have also a question. If, for instance, two companies provide the same services, but they have absolutely different values and the way how they provide their services, despite the results, not the same, but they provide the same services, it would be its innovative strategy.
I am going to leave that for you to do research on this week, because that can be contextual. Because I know very little about the two companies, apart from that they have similar products and service, apart from the values. If the values are so innovative that the other nobody can their competitors cannot compete with them, yes, then it can be disruptive. But if it is a degree or two as a differentiator, then it's still not blue ocean. So blue ocean is something that I can recommend to you that can stimulate the way how you see your work, how you can see your potential thesis and your studies to apply it with that. And because I love research, is then to identify which research theory can you align with that. Okay, just planting seeds. Okay, do you guys want to take a stretch break or a quick break, or do you want to go on?
5 minutes if possible.
Okay, let's take 5 minutes. Let me quickly see what time it is on my watch here. Okay, it's 16:07. Let's be back 16. And South Africa it's 16. So it's 7 minutes past whatever it is with you. Let's be back 15 minutes past, then it's 8 minutes. Okay. 8 minutes, then we'll be back. Okay, is everybody back?
I'm here.
I'm here as well.
I want to see if I can share the screen. Is that you uploaded that video now? I don't know if you've seen it.
Yes, this is explain my point of view.
Wow, is that what you meant? This is so. I'm going to try to share it quickly and see if I can play it. Let me just see if I can share it. It's just a minute 27, but it's just such a beautiful explanation of red versus blue ocean strategy. Let me quickly, I am getting better at technology. Let me ask Mpilo just quickly to come. Mpilo? I just want to share this video quickly. It's not this one. Where's this? Sometimes when okay. So this I must bring over here.
And also, Prof, this case study of Cirque du Soleil was in the topic in Harvard Business Review magazine about يعني a clear example for blue ocean strategy.
Okay, where's the clause now? Okay, but now the Teams clause. Okay. There. Okay. Okay. Can you see in front of you the YouTube one of the blue ocean strategy? I just want to know before I push the play button.
No, we can see you only.
Oh, okay. Let me try again. Thank you. I'm so happy about this video. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes.
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 Okay, I'm going to play it now. It's just a minute 27, but it's just such a beautiful way of explaining this. Okay.
No sound, Professor. We don't hear anything. Can you guys hear me? We don't hear anything, Professor.
Yes, me too. I
Sorry.
don't hear.
Sorry. Am I doing it wrong? I'm just asking him below. Could you hear that? Okay. Mpilo is just trying to help me to start from the beginning.
Can I try to share it from my side?
Yes, please. How can he share it? Can we give him a chance to share?
I can try from my side. I will see if I can try to share it from my side. If I have the ability to share, only meeting organizers and presenters can share. No, it's not allowed.
Is that?
Mbu, you are.
Yes, Pilo's helping me. So he comes in every Sunday for the class to help with the technology. Yeah. Okay. And Pilo's made you a presenter. Is that? Just try now.
Okay, yeah.
Can you share?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Are you sharing?
Who can
Not
share?
yet. I will open it first.
Muhammad.
Okay. Are you progressing, is that?
I will share it now. Okay.
Okay.
Is it on the screen now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just make it full screen. The video. Just make the video full screen.
There was nothing to listen.
Also.
Thank you so much. I think that was one of the most impactful ways to introduce just a seed of go and research a little and be curious about blue ocean and red ocean strategy. Isat, thank you so much. We're going to, I've asked Mpilo also to upload that video for us under this week's content.
Not at all. It's only also on the WhatsApp group. If anyone want to hear the voice, it's on our WhatsApp group.
Okay, thank you so much. And what impressed me so is that immediately when I haven't even introduced the concept, you immediately knew what I was talking about, and you find the video and you and you shared it with us. Thank you so much for this. Okay, so can you see on my screen the slide back again? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
So what I want you to think, we're just going to do a little bit about blue ocean and red ocean strategy. So physically, and I want you to start thinking out of the context of Matar, your things, let's say with your chickens. Is that blue ocean? If you compare it to the, there's nothing so impactful like visual. If you looked at the video that Isat has shared with us, the normal traditional one versus when I saw the Avatar one and I saw that dancing and the music, I thought, is this still circus? And just by me thinking that, that is totally disruption of such a traditional model that it actually has become theater. It is it's immediately making that good feel. And the producers of that were so clever by using the avatar and the beauty and everything artistic that's like entrepreneurship in action. It's like personal development in action. It's like wellness in action. It's like, it feels to me a little bit of everything in action. That's disruption. So Matar, you also must start thinking, is your model blue ocean or is it incremental? And what will you need? You might not need a disruption now, but is the quality as an incremental one sufficient to keep your competitive advantage for how long? The same with Lizette, when you ask about those two, who has the same product and strategy but has different values. Now, values is person driven, unless it's becoming part of the DNA of an organization. Then once it's becoming part of the DNA of the organization, then it should start creating a love brand. Okay, that means it's people love working with the people in the organization because of what they trigger in them, what they get from that interaction, what they get from that experience. Then you can analyze the contextual one to say, is it incremental? Is it person-driven? Or has it become part of the DNA and the culture of the organization that should be believed that that DNA and culture will drive it? Is it disruptive or is it blue ocean enough? So that only you will pick up when you do your analysis. Okay, because like in this case, Matar, you see the little blue fishy there? Are you in that part of the ocean, or are you in the other part of the ocean where you need to spend a lot of energy, where it is a sink or swim, and for how long can one do that? Or do you need to create alternative things also to bring in so that it is a happy fishy that can swim regardless? Okay, so start thinking about your own life, your own business, about your organization and what you see around you. Okay, so then the next thing is, so if you're going to start reading up on it, and the one question is, so is this a new fad? Is it something new, or what is this blue ocean? Am I still recording? Yes. So, although the term blue oceans, and it's not now like in 2023, like I said, I've been introduced to it in 2016 when I had a 10-month contract at Wits Business School, which is part of the University of the Witwatersrand in Johannesburg, South Africa. So even if the term was new, the existence is not new. No matter if it's business past or present. So let's say you look over the last few hundred years. So when I grew up, and then I will tell you my age. I'm 53 now. So when I grew up, we didn't have electricity. So we had a generator. So I remember my dad had to walk about 300 meters to go and put off the generator in the evenings, and we only got electricity. But did my parents ever thought there's going to be things like that? We didn't, like we're talking to my mum and dad, they were visiting us. My dad is 85. And I asked my mum, so where was she in primary school? No, they rented a room in town because the farm now is about 5 kilometers from town. And I said, but why didn't you just drive? And she looked at me like that and she said, but we only had a donkey car as transport. So they've never thought about those things that will happen. When cloning came out, people never thought about those things. When the electric car came out, they never anticipated those things. If you look at medical inventions, we never thought, in those times, they never thought about the things that you can do in terms of medical. So that's disruption. So it has always been happening. It's just been given a name. So it doesn't matter if you look at cell phones or the examples say whatever is happening in your industry, like in this one in the circus. I would have never, when Izzat mentioned the circus, and I watched the video it's like a light went up and said, really? Is this circus? So those people called disruption in the entertainment industry of circus. So has it been always there? Yes, it just got a name. So who gave them the name? And I'll come back to this. Who basically were the people that also at the back of the end of that video, as that has played for us, who were the pioneers of the name Blue Ocean Strategy? Those of you who want to go and research, there's a website, and I've put the website also on here for you in the slides. It's done by W. Chan Kim, and I'm not sure how to pronounce the surname, so if I do it incorrectly, please forgive me. Renee, is it Mabong? I'm not sure how to pronounce the surname, but that is just an image of the book that you can find on Kindle as well, and a lot of the research things. The website, just on the previous slide, there at the bottom, I've put their website in for you. It's just www.blueoceanstrategy.com if you want to start reading up on them. And there's trainings also that they offer for certification. Okay, let's go to the slide after this. First of all, what was your thoughts and feelings when you saw the video of the circus, of the blue ocean approach versus the red ocean approach? What was your thoughts and feelings in terms of what you witnessed in terms of approach and strategy? I'm just going to take the sharing off while you talk to me. Who wants to share first? Can I ask you to share first, because you made that recognition first in terms of that video. And what excited you about the differentiator in approaches and strategies?
Yes, you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. First thing excited me about Cirque du Soleil is a new strategy to get out from the competition in Red Ocean, other circus, to be in the Blue Ocean by, I think it's by removing one item. All circus have animals in their show, but animals have two problems with the circus. First one is the cost of raising animal, eat them and care of them, and also to travel from one country to another by elephants, like elephants and giraffe and the lions. It's very costly. So in the level of circus, they are in local area only. They can't be international circus because of the cost of traveling of animal. So here the strategic move is releasing all animal. We will just depend on a human show only, and so that by removing this item and keeping on only the human item for the show, like acrobat and other entertainment shows, they can travel for more country and expand potential, and they are the first circus to do this live show and attract a new segment, customer segment or audience to the show is adult, not only that child or children's. No, it's expand their audience also to be adult who want to attend the show.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to you for introducing us this video. Abulela, your hand is up.
Yes, I just want to continue on Muhammad Izzat's comments about Cirque du Soleil. The main challenge was for them how to reach the customers, because they have the attendance of circus, since they are having the same customers, since they are localized in the same place. So they make an analysis for what pros and cons and what makes this dismobilized. That's why they remove the animal, so they can reach the customer, not the customer reach them.
Beautiful.
That was the main reason.
Thank you so much for that. I just want to see somebody put. Lazat said, I think that the main difference is in performance. Lazat, do you want to say more about that, or does somebody want to comment also on this?
Yes, I think it's attitude to audience and the creative performance, because nobody before did it, and there is only one circus who provide this kind of level and show, I could say, and this is purely innovative, and nobody is repeating their experience. So that's why they are using the blue ocean strategy.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you so much for your inputs. Is there anybody else who wants to add a comment or a view? Not okay, then I'm going to share. Yes, let me just see.
In the video, I saw that the circus was depending on street performers, okay, and street performers are different from, you know, the standard ones that they have a plan and a way to work with, a standard way. Street performers, they always something new. They always going for something unique.
Okay.
So by using them, by using the street performers, they gained what can I say, loyalty, and they gained uniqueness, and they gained new ideas for the shows. Limitless.
Beautiful, beautiful. You will hear more of the term becoming a love brand. So it's really also is people who, so I didn't even know about this concept. So I'm going to, when we put this down, I just need to do a tender first, but then I'm going to reach the whole, research the whole circus, this concept. So that's why I am so grateful to Izzat on this. And that's why, Matar, every one of you need to think about your own organization. Is your organization strategies blue ocean, red ocean? And let's say, Matar, where do you need to start thinking? Remember, it doesn't have to do in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. First learn and test and soundboard. We are a whole big class where you can even come and soundboard your ideas, so that it's a safe place to do that, so that you start shifting your mindset from red to blue ocean mindset. Okay, I'm going to share the slides quickly. We're going to go a little deeper in blue ocean strategy in the time that allows us time. Okay, can you see in front of you blue ocean strategies?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. So you'll see in the middle that could have just been, say, what is your value proposition? So we're going to focus a lot in this course on value proposition. Next week, you need to bring your value proposition that you've crafted for your client. Okay, you need to bring that to the class as well, because I'm going to we're going to have fun next week. I'm going to quickly take you through the slides. Then I'm going to take you through pitching, but not pitching like a theoretical pitching. And then we're going to go into practice and play a little and pitch to each other. So that, Matar, I want you to also go and practice or think about that, because we're going to pitch also to each other once after I've taken you to through a different slide deck on how to pitch for funding differently. So we're going to have fun next week. Okay, so in the middle, everything goes around what is your value prop, what is your unique value proposition. So I'm going to use, for example, Matar's case, because I'm really very interested in that. So you will need to start thinking to say, okay, let's say under the heading reduce, which things should be reduced that is not contributing to his value proposition. What on the right side create? Which factors should be created? What additional things needs to be created to introduced to create to that unique value proposition? Because everything is about uniqueness and innovation in sustainability. The third one that comes is there any raise? Is there anything that he needs to raise in terms of his standards? Is he only focusing on quality of the content of the egg, or are there anything that needs to be raised in terms of addition to the unique value proposition? And then, very important, what should be eliminated? What is just parallel? Take to this one. What is either parallel under this block, or what is still incremental? Because anything that's parallel or incremental can be one day there and the next day it's gone. But if you want to be like this fishy, that you're not in danger of fish eat fish, or leader and follower, but what do you need to do to become this fishy in the blue ocean, like in the example of the circus? Okay, next one is, I've brought this over also for you if you want to go and research also. This is from another university. There's the website at the bottom, ondernemersuniversiteit.be, which is Belgium. But they've brought it very specifically, that you can see is their strategy and innovati is from the Belgium word, so it's not a misspelling. But they've brought it very, very distinctive to entrepreneurship, whether it is entrepreneurship or intrapreneurship. And they add a very, very focused around, so what is so all these things are a little bit Belgian, but it's English enough that you can read it. So on the right is the profit model of the blue strategy, shows high value innovation. So Matar, look at this, high value innovation typically maximizes profit by using 3 levers of strategic, namely price, target cost, and pricing innovation. That's according to their Blue Ocean strategy for entrepreneurs, which means corporate and non-corporate, which they say strategic price. Under that is, so what is your target profit? What is your magic number? Okay, then that's that first level of the number that you've set. So what is that 27 in your life or your business? Then what is the target cost? So that is, what is that 0.75 in the calculation of the magic number? So what is that target cost? What is that 0.75? Is it in your case a 0.45? Is it a 0.35? Is it 0.55? Or what is the target cost? And then how can you use that? If you practice the principles of reduce, create, raise, and eliminate in terms of streamlining and cost innovations and partnerships. People are in general scared of partnerships because they don't understand the power of partnerships, but it needs to be done correctly. And then it's to say at that bottom is what is your magic number if you have practiced strategic pricing, that's the top, that's the one lever, your target cost, and then to get to your magic number through the principles of pricing innovation. People many times think pricing innovation is only increase sales, reduce cost. No, there's a whole blue ocean in between where you need to identify what in your model is the red ocean. And in that red ocean, what do you need to eliminate so that you can come from a red ocean on the screen there to a blue ocean. Look at the fishy at the bottom. There's the leader of the pack with a lot of followers in the market through parallel or incremental innovation. That is still part of your red ocean strategy. So what are the big differentiators according to these two pioneers as a differentiators between red ocean strategy and blue ocean strategy? So the first thing is I've numbered it for you on the left. In red ocean, all those red fishes compete in the same existing market space. So even Matar, yours with the eggs with a higher quality, you still need to compete against somebody else, even if you have a differentiator. You always need to ensure that you beat the competition. Okay? You don't have to necessarily exploit the existing demand, but you need to create a competitive advantage that put you always a step above the existing demand. Okay? So that is it's a very short checklist to say, are you majority of your strategy in red ocean, or do you have something in blue ocean? So it's always to see how can you reduce the red ocean and start replacing certain things to become blue, go over to blue ocean. So the characteristics on the right under the blue ocean strategy is they're not competing in the existing market, like in the case with the circus. They create an uncontested market space. They're not like the red ocean, always focusing on beating or one step ahead of the competition. They make the competition irrelevant. The third one is they're not exploiting, means it also, I don't like the word exploit, but there are a lot of strategies that exploit, but it's also, you always need to create a competitive advantage that puts you above. No, they create and capture a new demand. So if Matar's X is quality, okay, is the quality enough to keep him always ahead? Or what is he going to bring in that makes the competition irrelevant and ensure that he is a love brand? Okay, and then the last item is to align everything that that the business do in their activities with a purpose to differentiate at lower costs. So as you go and research the next week, first go and research, because this is a fascinating concept that you can practice in everything in your business and in your thinking as well. Is start thinking as you think red ocean, blue ocean. Is that red ocean or is that blue ocean? So how do I go over from red ocean? First start with awareness. Once you have created awareness, then you can become curious about strategy. Okay. I just want to finish everything and then we can on the blue ocean. There I've just, okay, that one I have put in there the book as well, so that if you want to go and download it or watch videos, and there's their website. Then I've just add one or two examples, and is that I'm so grateful for yours, because I haven't even attached that example. So for me, that's the best example. But there's just another one I wanted to share with you two more, is something simple as blogging. Okay, is to say, what is your strategy with let's say it is a blogger. Is that blogger a red ocean blogger or is it a blue ocean blogger? That means is, and I think if you, I'm sure all of you you're following someone on whether it's Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or LinkedIn that just post incredible content. Start being curious to say, is this a influencer? Is it a blue fish or is it a red fish? Is it in a space where there's so many competitors that people follow? Or is this person such an influencer that he doesn't have competition? So start becoming serious about everything you are interested in. Okay. Another example is I'm very interested in, because I do a lot of work in human development, organizational leadership, soft skills, coaching, mentoring. Is there's just like these two individuals, Kim. I'm going to call it John and Renee until I can pronounce the surname of Renee, is they have taken the concept, and I've put their website also for you in there, blueoceanbrain.com. They've taken now the concept in terms of human development. And those things brings it back to things that I'm not sure if your organization do things like neuroplasticity, or the VUCA world, the future world of work, or how to get your left brain and your right brain similarly developed, so that, because innovation comes from a whole brain where you can access your right brain, your creative part, equally as quickly as your left brain, the analytical part. Is it possible? Yes. I'm a living example for that. My right brain was so underdeveloped and my left brain was so overdeveloped. So in the last 12 years, I had to make a conscious decision and a choice in terms of to develop my right brain, because otherwise the innovation will either be innovative from the left brain or the right brain. And the future world of work, where artificial intelligence is going to play a bigger and bigger role. They can actually just call it artificial intelligence blue ocean and red ocean strategy. It's physically going to say those are going to be relevant in a way that is not going to be replaced by artificial intelligence. Certain functions is going to be those individuals that bring something different to the table. And to bring something different to the table, normally you have two things. You're either an expert in what you do, or you have a skill where you can use your brain. You're so versatile that whether your boss wants you to do the right brain or the left brain, he knows he needs to ask, let's say, Matar or Izzat or Lena, and said, you know, that person we cannot retrench because that person is indispensable, because no matter what we give to that person, they can do it. And if they can't do it, they will say, let's figure out, give me a day or two or a week. I'm going to come back with a strategy to you. So both in your personal capacity, in business capacity, whether it's a big business or small entrepreneur, whether it's your children, you need to choose to become blue ocean brained. And that means is you need to rewire the brain, develop both parts so that they become equally wired. You can even Google. I'm going to look now. I'm finishing now. You can also Google rewire the brain. Okay, that's a different school of thinking that's coming now in to say, how do you focus on neuroplasticity? How do you rewire the brain to become whole-brained? And that basically is linking to having a blue ocean brain in future. Okay. Now, your assignment, and then I'm going to open it up for comments. Your assignment is on slide 16, sorry. Your assignment, don't overcomplicate this. You take your business model canvas, your value proposition that you have developed for your SME or in your assignment, whoever, if it was an SME or whether it's for your business or whatever you've done, okay? First thing is you identify, is it a blue or a red ocean strategy that that entrepreneur or what the value proposition represent? You give, secondly, you give reasons for it. What in that is blue ocean, what in that is red ocean, and why do you say that? Okay. The third one is, now you think, okay, when we did that value proposition, I didn't know about blue ocean or red ocean. Let's say, for example, now I know this strategy is red ocean for reason A, B, and C. How can we reframe the value proposition to become blue ocean, to become a unique value proposition? That's the third thing. Okay. And if you say no, that I'm happy with that value proposition, it is red ocean, but we want to keep it that, or it's no, it's blue ocean, then you just need to say motivate why. All what I want to determine from this, I'm going to come now to the Matar. All what I want to see is, can you apply blue and red ocean strategy? Can you start thinking about value proposition so that it's not not red ocean? And if you see, it was red ocean, can you reframe it? It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just, can you apply the principle? That's all. Okay. Matar, let me stop sharing. Then you can see me.
Yes, but I just want to go back to one of the presentation of the slides,
okay,
where it was showing, yes, where it is showing the ocean, the blue ocean and the red ocean. Okay. Yes, little back.
This one.
It's one of them where it is written in it that the imitators, I mean, the statistics shows that the imitators might be yes, that is just maybe no, not this one. Can you go back a little bit? Yes, research shows that imitators do better than pioneers in the long run.
Yes.
So why this is, you know, it's little bit conflicting between being blue ocean mind or red ocean mind where you are just imitating without adding your what your extra effort to that business to make it like Blue Ocean. So why I felt contradiction here?
Okay, I'll tell you what came up for me when I read that. Is this Cat's book maybe Red Ocean? Because that's not in alignment with the trends of entrepreneurship in the future. However, I do not want to and I cannot shoot it down because I don't know what research. That's a statement. If you put a statement like that into any research document without the references to where you will find it, you most probably will be shot down there and then if you do a defense or you submit that chapter. So I cannot shoot them down or even because I don't have a reference for that. But my first response was, Mr. Katz, is your strategy Red Ocean or Blue Ocean? And where's your reference? So that is my honest answer, but that is a very good research question for a thesis. If any one of you are interested in Blue and Red Ocean and you don't have a thesis statement, this is a very good research question for a thesis. And then use a case study and use case studies.
Well, actually, the imitators, I feel that they know what they have to do, and they will get the experience from the previous people, and they will do their homework or whatever is needed based on some previous experience. So their percentage of success will be higher than the pioneer. Pioneer, for sure, if he succeeded, he will go to another level of success.
Yes.
Maybe like Facebook, like Tesla, like whoever went beyond the dreams. But if I say percentage of who will imitate, yes, it looks that he will succeed because he is just imitating what was succeeded before, and he will be away from businesses that it should lose or something like that.
Matad, I totally agree with you. And other questions that was raised for me when I saw that is, so what does do better mean? So what is the variable or the measurement for doing better or success? What is the variable of measurement for doing against what? Because I don't have that information. It can be do better. Like you said, some pioneers may not make it, and some might make it, but those who make it change the world. Like this circus one for me, it has just changed my day. But for me, the statement can mean anything because it doesn't have substance that I can bring to the table here to you. Okay, and it can be what is the measurement that if they say do better, that specific study then we must go into to say, okay, what is doing better? What was the variables? What was the test group? What was the period of how they measured doing better? Was it a few case studies? Was it a longitude study over time, or what was the measurement? So that is open a whole different dialogue.
Thank you very much.
Okay. That is a very, very detailed, you have an eye for detail. Thank you for that. It's a very, very good perception that you had there. Okay. Okay, so then the rest of the chapter you can read through, but this is not going to change your life. Else you'll see I have put in there more on goals. Those are the strategies. This is not going to change your life. I have not put, there you'll see there's two things that came from the previous slide. So for me, if you read through the rest, but I'm not going to focus in the exam on that. For me, it's more, how can you apply these principles in your studies, in your business, and in your organization? That for me, the learning is more important than to create theoretical entrepreneurship students that just want to pass. Okay. Okay. Any comments, closing comments? Did you find blue ocean and red ocean interesting? And are you, some of you, going to research more on it? Is that? Thank you.
I have a question,
John?
Professor.
Yes, John?
Yeah, Professor, now you share the PowerPoint I found is a goal, limitation, and innovation. What we have found is that the last sentence, research showed that imitators do better than pioneers in the long run. So I think according to Blue Ocean strategies, we must innovate. So according to that sentence, imitators do better than pioneer. Pioneer means innovators, right? I think in the long run. So maybe I think they can imitate every time.
What is the question, John?
Imitators, they can imitate every time for new innovations.
Yes. It's people like if you imitate, not everybody has the skill to be innovators, but they can be very good imitators and be very successful in running their businesses. If that is their model, they just need to make sure they are always incrementally a step ahead of their competitors. So it doesn't make that wrong. It's just the world of the future. I think it's going with technology. It's going to change faster and faster. So you're either going to innovate or you need to run fast with incremental imitation. Does that make sense?
Yes, Professor, I found, for example, in one market, and now US and China, they have in Donald Trump in previous time, I think they make a trade war because of that imitations. Because everything, what the innovation from US, China almost make imitations, right? That is really challenging for fake products or real products for all these customers.
Okay. Are you in China, John?
Yeah, I'm near China because I'm from Myanmar. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So
that's why
John,
now they are going to start. Yes, I think they are going to use like that kind of artificial intelligence. So very high techniques. If they use it, they can imitate very well or not. I want to know about it.
Okay, so
if we can use the high technologies, they cannot imitate every time, I think.
I agree, but some people will always imitate. That just means, and that's why I say they must run faster than any other imitator to stay ahead of the imitator pack. Okay, John, I will send you a private link if it's okay. There's a lady, Dana Zohar. She's a quantum physicist. I've trained under her in terms of quantum leadership and a master's spiritual intelligence and quantum leadership trainer. She works she wrote a lot of books on spiritual intelligence, rewiring the corporate brain. She also works with the institute, I'm not sure how to spell it. I'll just go and look, the Higher Institute in China. And she released a book with them now. So you can look on her LinkedIn profile as well. So she worked for years with them now on, and they are innovators and they've tested all her quantum leadership principles. I wish I can teach you guys quantum leadership in strategy. So they have implemented her quantum leadership principles and quantum management principles, but that is an institute in China. So I'll send you that link as well if you want to, because it's very relevant to China, and anything in quantum leadership is linked to blue ocean and innovation. Okay. If you would be interested, I can send it to all of you if you want to research. Okay, John, thank you so much for that valuable comment. We're a little over time, so can we close out? Any other comments or questions? I just want to say thank you to everybody. I did not feel well before the time because I flew, but I must be honest. I think you guys, this group, just have something. You made me feel more healthy, and I thought, where's my flu now? This class really was. Thank you for making it so interesting. Everybody who attended. Your presence is fantastic. Is that for changing my whole energy with that video, for all the questions, the inputs, and I really mean it. If anybody is behind and you need a little support, please DM me if you don't want to do it in the group, so that because I think we're halfway now. Is it 6 weeks? 6 weeks. So we have about 5 weeks left to catch up. And then there's a week of exams, so you cannot go further behind. So if you need any support, every single one of you, I want you to finish. So if you need any support, even if it's just a word of motivation, send me a word so that we can help you to just focus on the light of the tunnel and start running in that tunnel towards the end. Okay. May God bless you and thank you for your presence today. We appreciate you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Professor.
Professor.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Professor. Bye-bye.
You too.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Thank you, you too.
Thank you.